I still don't like the fucking way that they did Wendy. I feel like that was absolute fucking trash, and they needed to do better. They needed to do better.
Oh boy.
Let's talk about it.
Do what I said. Don't make me have to beg. Make sure that I am fed. You know this shit is the best. He's telling all his friends that I am a super freak. Bitch, I'm classy outside, but I hoe up in them sheets. He ain't never in his life met a woman like me. Better know it damn right, cause her name is She, nigga.
But I was scrolling on the Shade Room and I came across this fucking post, and I didn't really get into it yet. I wanted to wait till I was with y'all to get into it. But let's go ahead and get into it, right?
Or to do anything to sort of.
So the post says Norman Baker shares that he wasn't involved in the talks about how Wendy Williams was included in the final episode of a talk show. Now, mind you, this is a Shade Room. Y'all got to take everything on Shade Room with a grain of salt. You know they post shit strategically. Just they don't even like fucking Wendy. Let's start there, okay? Second of all, half the people in the comments don't know Wendy. Have y'all never watched Wendy? Have y'all never fucked with Wendy? You would have to be an avid Wendy watcher to know who the fuck Norman is, right? So the fact that the Shade Room is even posting this and the fact that Carlos is even doing an interview with him is just like, it's giving real clout chasing from everybody, right? Because everybody don't know Norman like that unless you faithfully watch the goddamn show, right? Now, Norman was one of her producers on the show that, you know, Wendy kind of made, you know, a part of literally this show. And, you know, back during the earlier seasons, he used to be there with a white boy who just mysteriously disappeared. We never heard from him again, but Norman became like a fan favorite on the show, as well as Suzanne, okay? Because Wendy made sure to make sure that her staff were a part of her show, you know, even like Joni being a part of the after show, or Brendan, Suzanne's husband, you know what I mean? Or Marco, or DJ Booth, or, you know, the new DJ. Like, that was Wendy. That was the environment on the show. Very fun, very upbeat, very all of that, right? Norman is a character that we loved because he was funny. He was endearing, definitely a Lamb, a Mariah stan. And, you know, him and his banter between, you know, him and I don't know why I'm about to say Nikki, but between him and Wendy and Suzanne was just really funny to see them three play off of each other, right? And so, thus here we are. All right, so let's go ahead and get to what I saw on the Shade Room, right? I don't know why. This whole time I thought that this screen was already put up because that's what I was looking at. So hopefully I was not on screen looking at a hot damn fucking mess, okay? But it says Norman Baker shares that he was not involved in the talks about how Wendy Williams was included in the final episode of her talk show. Last month, Wendy Williams' The Talk Show came to an end after 13 seasons, and during a recent interview with Carlos King, Norman Baker, who was one of the producers on the show, was asked about fans' disappointment of not having Wendy a part of the final show. However, Norman shared that he was not involved in those discussions, and it was something that was above him. Okay, Norman said, listen, baby, it was above me. It was above me now. It's above my pay grade. That ain't got shit to do with me. And I get it, because it was. It was. Now, let's go ahead and get into it.
Hated the way the show ended, and they felt like she did not get the tribute she deserved. Did you guys reach out to her to do a video or to do anything to sort of like honor her?
Honestly, that's above me. It's above me now.
I know that's right.
But
it's above me.
I actually don't know what the process was, or I don't know anything about it, honestly. But there were internal talks about, like, you know, between us, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? But those are decisions that are made above us. So we really didn't know until we got, like, our marching orders. Like, okay, so we're going to do this at the end, and we're going to do this. So I wasn't really involved in those talks, so I don't really know.
A lot of people.
What the fuck was the point of this? That's what I want to know. What the fuck? Like, and this is what I'm saying. That's why it's given very much clout. It's very much given, okay, well, we just going to run this Wendy train until it fall off. Like, we just going to squeeze the juice out of this story, because what the fuck did that give? That gave nothing. That 40 seconds to what? Like, the obvious? Like, the nigga's a fucking producer. He's not the owner of the show. He's not a manager. He's not on her team. Like, if anything, Wendy is his goddamn boss. So what the fuck did we find out that we didn't already know? Okay? But here's something that I can tell y'all that y'all didn't already know. But I live in New York. I work outside. And so I'm very often on the block of my mother's studio. Okay, because Wendy's my mother, if you didn't know. But I'm very often on the block of her studio. And literally, baby, if I tell you that the show must have had their last episode on June 13th and by June 15th, her billboards were pulled down, I kid you the fuck not. Like, I was literally there, like, not even days after the last taping of the episode. And literally, Wendy signed down, billboards down, no existence of her to be seen. And I was like, wow. Wow, this is fucking crazy. And there was several times that I wanted to come and do videos, but life just happened and I couldn't really speak my piece on how I wanted to, throughout this whole situation. But I just feel like for somebody, because I literally grew up with Wendy. Like, I'm not one of them people that just discovered her through the blogs. No, I grew up with Wendy, okay? I grew up being in the backseat of my mother's car and, hearing Wendy on the radio talking about her Diva and Don's party, okay? Put that where? Back there, okay? Like, I'm that type of, there's a tranny in that apartment, okay? Like, back in the Charlemagne days, like, I was that type of Wendy WBLS, okay? 107.5, Wendy. Diva and Don's Wendy, okay? And then my mother used to be obsessed with her. And so naturally, I started watching her when she did her talk show, which is, happened around when I was in high school because I was obsessed with talk shows then. And, I watched pretty much every single episode up until now. And I saw the natural progression from her having to transition from radio to TV, having to, clean up her image so that she can start inviting A-listers onto her show to, her getting older and realizing, okay, I'm just a baddie ass old woman that don't give a fuck. I'm crazy, my mouth crazy. Y'all either gonna like me or you're not. I'm gonna say it like I mean it. I loved it all. I watched the after show. I watched the in-between shows. Like, I realized the difference between after show Wendy and TV production Wendy, which is another thing too. Like, I feel like a lot of these videos that come out of Wendy, you will know when something is seriously wrong with Wendy. I feel like a lot of the times when I'm seeing all these stories, it's just for clout, it's just for clicks, it's just for views. Y'all don't really give a fuck about Wendy. You weren't really fans of Wendy, because if you were, you would know that a lot of her behavior, as erratic as it seems, has always been this way. Go and watch any one of her after shows when she's not really wearing makeup, when she doesn't really have lashes on, when the lighting looks off and it looks like she bleached her skin a little bit too much, or when she's thinking a million words a minute or nothing at all. Like, that is Wendy. Wendy is batshit fucking crazy. I used to spend hours a day watching compilation videos of Wendy laughing, of Wendy saying things, of Wendy telling stories, okay, of Wendy who I've lived, okay, of Wendy putting agitation on every fucking word. Like, I've watched so many compilation videos of Wendy, falling asleep to Wendy. Like, when I say super fan of anybody in this world, Wendy. I fucking know Wendy. And the way that I see that people continually drag her online, and it's all because she said something about a fave that you will never ever get a chance to fucking meet and don't really give a damn about you. Girl, go get a life. Go get a life. Okay, people are mad at Wendy for having an opinion on something that we get paid nothing to do. Okay, like, we're mad at Wendy for having an opinion on someone who y'all are sitting around talking about for free. That's why you're really mad, because your pockets are mad. That's really why you're mad. And so just the way that social media has done her, just the way that, they took her name and billboard down so quick, I don't like. I feel like that's trash. And again, being an avid Wendy watcher, I know the difference between her when she's on the TV set and her, when she's like doing the after show. Like, she's not all the way there. Like, she's, a little bit more loose. Whether that means she had a glass of wine or an upper or a downer to help her, who fucking knows? But watch the after show and you will definitely understand a lot better her TMZ interviews or the interviews that she's been doing lately. You'll understand it. Well, you can't watch the after show because they don't put the fucking YouTube videos down, which is another thing that's fucking trash. It's like the company that she was working with, Dead Mercury. It's like, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but goddamn. Because one day I do want to talk show, but do I want to work with them? Because considering how they done did Wendy, and that's another thing I was going to say. Had I did a video a few months ago, it's like Sherri. Because Sherri was the only one that we were really living for in the comments of the YouTube section. Sherri is the only one that understood Wendy's rhythm, because Wendy had a very particular rhythm that she had gotten into over the last few seasons. It would be come out, look, squint, purse her lips, look out into the audience, see somebody cute, and then she would go shimmy to her chair, okay, and then she would still look out into the crowd and and the camera was showing. She'd be like, look around, Suzanne, Brenda, Booth, and then she started getting into her talks about the weekend or food that she had over the night and like a very, very specific rhythm. And because it's Wendy, we weren't really there for hot topics. It's like, listen, because let me let y'all in on a little bit of see, like, even if you look at me with my page now, like, I'm doing things a little bit differently. So I'm still in transition. I'm starting off new. So things are, But even with me on this page, it's like, there's one or two ways I can do thumbnails. I can do thumbnails where it's just like, with this video, it's just Wendy Williams and the most salacious title and this, that, and the third. Or I could put me and then somehow incorporate Wendy. And I'd rather do that because this isn't meant to be a gossip video. This is a commentary video. What's the difference? I don't want people coming to this video to find out breaking news about Wendy. No, you're coming here for my opinion. You know what I'm saying? On Wendy. That's the difference, right? And so people would often get mad at Wendy a lot. And I never understood why, because it was like, Wendy, even though she went to school for journalism, she was not this big ass journalist that was breaking exclusives and this, that, and the third. No, that's not what we went to Wendy for. We went to Wendy for her commentary. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to Wendy for breaking news. No, we're going to hear her opinion on set breaking news. So even when she got shit wrong, people would try to, this, that, and that. And it's just like, no, bitch, stop. And see, that's why so many people could not do what Wendy was doing, because to do that type of job, you either got to do it or don't do it. You got to give it all or nothing at all. Period. And Sherri was the only person who came somewhat close, because she got her whole rhythm down, with the whole just coming in, how you doing, all of that, stories, food talks, all of that. She got it down perfectly. And so we were all rooting for Sherri in the comment section of the YouTube page. I remember, because I would go through videos and read the comments, and everybody was here for Sherri. And it was just like, okay, if anybody had to replace Wendy, it had to be you, Sherri. It could be you. But then even with the rollout of that was fucking messy. Then when Sherri tried to come for Wendy, that was fucking messy. Then the way that they just took Wendy off the fucking air and said, okay, Sherri, we giving you her time slot, her studio, and her fucking production company. That was shady. And so here we are now. YouTube channel has been deleted. I mean, when they own rights to it, and Wendy, you just become a fucking employee of your own business, is built off your own name. Like, I get it. And all I can do is hope that this podcast is going to be better. Okay, because Wendy is supposedly coming out with a podcast. Let me see if I can find that. She's supposed to be coming out with a podcast deal. You know what I'm saying? The Wendy Williams Experience. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring that up for y'all. She's supposed to be coming up with this new podcast. And from what I've heard, it's supposed to be called the Wendy Williams Podcast Experience, or the Experience Podcast, or something like that. So it says, last month marked the end of an era when the Wendy Williams show officially came to an end after 13 seasons. However, it looks like the legendary host is already looking past her talk show and gearing up for her next business venture. Recently, Wendy Williams took to social media to tease her upcoming podcast. Under a new Instagram handle, Wendy teased the Wendy Experience Podcast and shared posts of herself expressing her excitement. She shared a short video clip and said, doing this show, not a TV show. Sorry, it is a Wendy Experience. Stay tuned. When one door closes, a larger one opens. Last day on set. Okay.
Wendy doing a show, not a TV show.
Okay. I mean, they could have shown more than that. But it says, as previously reported, the last and final episode of the Wendy Williams show aired on June 17th, and Wendy was not present for the final show. Within the past week, fans noticed that the show's YouTube channel, Instagram account, and official website were removed. The removal of the show's platforms upset some fans. One roommate said, this is like they are erasing her. Damn. Another person said, they doing too much. Why they got to take everything down now? Wendy has not spoken out after the final episode of the talk show aired. However, fans have been waiting for Wendy to make her official comeback. I mean, I'm definitely waiting. I'm definitely here for it. As long as Wendy gets to be Wendy, and I want to see Wendy cursing up a storm. I want the tea to be spilled. Like, seeing Wendy have ownership, she's gonna make way more money than she would have made in a fucking year on, like, podcast deals is worth as much as TV deals now. Like, this is a lot more comfortable for her. I just hope that it's set up in a good way. I don't want it to be that cheesy ass pandemic, we filming from home show type setup. Now, I want to see Wendy set up in a home studio, but in a good type of way. I don't want it to be cheesy, and I don't want the quality to be fake. But I do feel like they'll do a good job, because as much money as she got and the team around her, I feel like she'll do a good job. How do I feel about her working with Fat Joe again? I don't know, because I don't like the interview that he did with her. I felt like, as her friend, I felt like that was a little clout chasey. Like, you my friend, yet you still won't allow this interview to go out knowing I look loony? Okay. I thought that was weird and very fugazi, but okay. But definitely, look, that's pretty much it. Let me know down in the comment box below. What do y'all think of this whole ordeal? And remember, if I didn't say it, then it wasn't said, baby. Okay. So let me know your comments down and your thoughts down in the comment box below. Okay. As if I give a damn. And make sure that y'all stream my motherfucking music as if you give a damn. All right. And I love each and every one of y'all. And HD boo. Bye. That is what we're going to go ahead and end this video. Now remember, if you hated me for that opinion, don't worry, girl. There's a lot more where that came from. Just make sure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe and turn your notifications on. For extended videos and exclusive content, including full episodes of my new weekly podcast, let's start there. Make sure that y'all go ahead and subscribe to patreon.com/Sky Santana. And also, make sure that y'all join the bandit mailing list in the description box. So that way, y'all hoes never miss a video. Make sure that y'all follow me on Twitter so that we can engage and argue back and forth. And, you know, just stay tuned for the hot shit that's coming to you, bitch. Okay? I love y'all. Bye.